A season after the successful NBA bubble, an uptick in COVID-19 cases is now tearing through team rosters. The outbreaks have a lot in common with the COVID fatigue that many young people are feeling in the workforce. I'm Dometi Pongo, and this is MTV News. Need to know. This week, the NBA is dealing with major COVID-19 outbreaks, and an unprecedented number of teams are down athletes. The Brooklyn Nets played Tuesday night without 8 of their key players, including James Harden. And the Chicago Bulls have opted to postpone their next 2 games because they have 10 players placed in COVID health and safety protocol, including Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. While no one wants another shutdown, we've got to ask ourselves, is the desire for normalcy coming at the expense of workers' health? With last year's NBA bubble, the league was the shining example of COVID work safety during the early part of the pandemic. Players agreed to live away from their families in a restricted zone in Orlando, Florida. NBA employees innovated everything from spit-catching whistles to having barbershops on the premises, all to keep 16 teams from getting infected with the virus. In his vlog, Welcome to the Bubble, Philadelphia 76ers player Matisse Thybulle gave us a look at their weird new lifestyle.
People in hazmat suits are here to test me. Let's see how this goes.
After the 2020 season wrapped, the LA Times wrote that the NBA may be the best example Americans have of a coronavirus success story. Not only did a return to sports give us a break from the news cycle, but as LeBron James touted, we had 0 positive tests for as long as we were here. That's a success for everybody that was involved. As of Tuesday morning, even with rigorous pandemic rules in place, over 50 NBA players have entered health and safety protocols this season. On that night's Inside the NBA, Charles Barkley said that people were letting their guards down with COVID around the holidays, as cases have been on the rise nationally since Thanksgiving. And experts agree that this trend will likely continue through the new year. And it's not just NBA players. A lot of us in the workforce are experiencing COVID fatigue too, especially young people who have missed out on milestone experiences and dealt with higher cases of depression and anxiety in the past 2 years. An Atlantic article showed that Gen Zers are over the pandemic and are going back out and having fun with no intention of quarantining again. Child psychologist Carissa Parrish told The Atlantic why it's easier for Gen Zers to make the trade-off of mental health versus physical health by socializing. There's this general exhaustion and burnout from all of the information young people have gotten. And a lot of people haven't necessarily been directly or indirectly affected by the virus itself. Now, when it comes to going back to work, young people are embracing the hybrid model, even if their bosses are eager for them to come back to the office. Some companies are trying to adopt new protocols as the Omicron variant spreads. You've got companies penalizing workers who don't get vaccinated, while others are offering cash incentives to get the shot. Grocery chain Kroger is doing both. And in New York and California, indoor mask mandates have been reinstated regardless of vaccination status. The NBA will implement updated COVID safety guidelines. Starting Friday, players who have not received a booster shot will have to undergo daily testing. The disease is much easier to deal with today, but there are so many complications getting into the new hybrid world. And even as we're anxious to get back to normal, maybe the new normal is realizing that things are constantly shifting, and staying vigilant might mean something different today than it will 6 months from now. I'm Dometi Pongo. And that's what you need to know.